I want to throw it over to our executive producer, Adam Wirt. Adam, I understand we have a question.
Yeah, today, Gary, we have a question from Monica in Decatur. She sent us this question about her ongoing injuries after an accident. Monica says, a few weeks ago, I was leaving the grocery store parking lot. The light turned green to allow me to proceed onto the highway. As I was in the middle of the intersection, a drunk driver ran the red light and hit my driver's side door. The impact caused my car to spin into oncoming traffic. The EMTs came and cut me out of the car and took me to the hospital. I know I have a long road ahead of me with physical therapy and medical expenses. This accident was clearly not my fault. What can I do to get my life back on track? Now, again, that comes from us from Monica in Decatur. Gary.
And so, Adam, another drunk driving question.
Yeah, it's getting to the point where we're getting a lot of these, so it's a serious question. I think she needs to call us. I think well, she can help from our experience on these types of cases.
Well, thanks, Adam. And Monica, I am very sorry to hear about the challenges you're facing right now. And these drunk driving wrecks, they anger me. The number one thing that you need to do right now is to get your life back in order and be the compliant patient. Get the treatment you need to get better. You had your health before the wreck, and that is certainly what you need to get back when all is said and done. The second thing that I encourage you to do is call a lawyer, but please call someone that is experienced in personal injury. If not us, call someone who limits their practice to personal injury. That way you can have someone that is helping take care of you. Now, let me talk a little bit about drunk driving, as it happens more than we think, and again, these cases anger me. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, every 2 minutes a person is injured in a drunk driving crash. In 2013, 44,574 drivers were killed by drunk drivers. On average, 2 in 3 people will be involved in a drunk driving crash in their lifetime. 2 in 3 people. And despite earlier declines in alcohol-related highway deaths, about a third of all drivers who die in crashes in the U.S. have blood alcohol concentrations of 0.08% or higher. And nearly 7,000 deaths could have been avoided in 2013 if all the drivers were below the legal limit. Drunk driving cost the United States almost $199 billion a year. And in the state of Georgia, taxpayers paid $1.4 billion in 2014. And let's talk about a great organization out there that's battling it, MAD, Mothers Against Drunk Driving. They started a campaign to eliminate drunk driving in 2006 in response to the more than 13,000 people that lose their lives each year in drunk driving car accidents. It has a three-pronged approach. One, support our heroes. MAD supports high visibility law enforcement to catch drunk drivers and to discourage others from driving drunk. Sober to Start. MAD supports requiring ignition interlock devices, or these are essentially in-car breathalyzers, for all drunk drivers to prove they are sober before their car will even start. And the third, Secure the Future. MAD supports the development of technology to determine automatically whether or not the driver is above the legal limit of 0.08 and failing to operate if the driver is drunk. Now, in the 7 years since this campaign's inception, 24 states have mandatory all-offender ignition interlock laws, which is up from only 1 state. All 50 states now have some form of ignition interlock law, up from 45. Advanced in-vehicle alcohol detection technology is no longer just a concept. It's in its second phase of development right now. And according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety, effective measures against impaired driving are administrative license suspension. This procedure, which is allowed in most states, including Georgia, allows law enforcement officers to immediately take away the license of someone who either fails or refuses to be tested for alcohol before they are convicted. Sobriety checkpoints. Now, these checkpoints don't always result in a lot of arrest, but they bode as good deterrents if they are visible and publicized. Not all states have them. Minimum age of drinking is 21. However, better enforcement of these drinking laws is needed in many places. Alcohol interlocks. Many states require these devices for people with impaired driving convictions. People are less likely to reoffend if they're required to have interlock. So what can we do to make our roads safer? Well, it's simple. Please don't drink and drive. Designate a driver for the evening and stick to it, or use services available. Services like Safe Ride America, which will take you and your car home safely. Safe Ride's mission is to eliminate the two main excuses people use to drive impaired. One, I don't want to leave my car behind, and two, I don't have the money to pay to get my car home. The service will give you a ride home and have another person drive your car home. If you can't pay, you can volunteer your services, tell others of the services, or pay at a later time. And there are plenty of services out there like this available, and they're available for a good reason. There's no excuse for 44,574 people to lose their lives in drunk driving in 2013 alone. If you've been injured by a drunk driver, give us a call, 770-934-8000, or go to GaryMartinHayes.com to learn more. And we will be right back.